As Tzu Chi holds a free clinic in Mexico, people from all walks of life help out. Zhuang Jiahui, a vegetative person, is admitted to Taichung Tzu Chi nursing home. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Mexico was hit by a massive earthquake in 2017. In the aftermath of the disaster, Tzu Chi volunteer Ken Nomura decided to promote Tzu Chi's missions in the country. Recently, when Tzu Chi held a free clinic aid distribution in a local church, he brought his students to serve the people in need. There's a teacher in our school who's a Tzu Chi volunteer. He told us a lot about the good deeds of Tzu Chi. I recognize Tzu Chi's ideas, and I'm also willing to come help out.
There are public welfare activities in our school. A teacher told us that there would be a free clinic here. I then decided to come over and serve as a volunteer.
The teacher that the students refer to is Tzu Chi volunteer Ken Nomura. He was engaged in the disaster relief work after the 2017 Central Mexico earthquake. Knowing that the volunteers were going to hold a free clinic and aid distribution in Mexico, he immediately brought his students to come and volunteer.
All over that area?
Most of my students live a happy life, so I want them to see different lives and backgrounds of other people in Mexico. Through this experience, I hope they can develop different worldviews and outlook on life.
This is a great experience. People come to seek medical attention, and I help them. I feel great.
I feel blessed and fortunate because I can help people who are in need. However, I feel sad when I see the patient's conditions.
In order to walk the Tzu Chi path, volunteer Ken Nomura moved from Monterrey to the capital city of Mexico. He hopes to combine the power of local residents to spread Tzu Chi humanitarianism and grace love throughout Mexico.
We can do good deeds in Mexico because many people are in desperately need of love and care. In addition, they also want to learn Dharma teachings from Dharma Master Zheng Yen. So we should carry out Tzu Chi missions here step by step.
As we mentioned, Tzu Chi hosted a free clinic in Mexico. Initially, only 300 patients could be seen a day, but each day more than 500 people came. To maintain smooth flow through the venue, volunteers distributed numbers for patients to help them receive medical services more efficiently.
Tzu Chi hosted a 3-day free clinic in Tequila-Tenango. Every day a long line began early in the morning. Consider the large number of patients, volunteers handed out numbers. We gave us numbers to them so they can follow this to register. This also allows volunteers who help with filling out forms because they can know which departments the patients need instantly. The registry table is always full because patients come one after another. There were about 500 patients per day on average. In addition to Western medicine, dentistry and traditional Chinese medicine are also very popular.
The most popular department at the Mexico Free Clinic is traditional Chinese medicine. So local volunteers often asked us to bring more of them over. We're trying to invite more TCM doctors and dentists from the U.S. now.
I like to be a volunteer, helping people in need. It's not my first time to participate, but I sincerely love this event. Tzu Chi's free clinic is genuinely serving patients with great love. There is also a doctor who participated in the free clinic on the day of her birthday, and she takes it as a birthday gift to herself. Tzu Chi hosts a free clinic for my fellow residents here, so it is my responsibility to join and serve people in my hometown with a selfless heart. On the last day of the free clinic, the mayor also came to express gratitude.
Ever since Tzu Chi came to Tequila-Tenango last year, we have received continuous support, and residents of Morelos State have all felt the selfless great love. We thank Tzu Chi from the bottom of our hearts.
It's all right. A little
The free clinic aims not only to treat illnesses, but also to heal wounded hearts from the earthquake disaster, hoping to safeguard their physical and mental health.
Staying on the free clinic in Mexico, a number of local students used their holiday to assist with translation. In addition, a number of local physicians also joined in enthusiastically.
This free clinic is a great help to us. You haven't given up on us. I think this is great, and it's quite unbelievable. It's an indescribable feeling.
Uno más, por favor. Bueno, ajá. Se van recorriendo, por favor.
Tzu Chi held a free clinic in Tanago, with a few more young faces participating. For many of them, it was the first time joining the activity.
Necesito que me firme aquí y que me ponga la fecha del día de hoy aquí.
Don't underestimate the quality of service of these young people. Many of them are actually very self-demanding.
Lo que pasa es que nosotros somos de un colegio, entonces.
I studied English in school, so I came here to be a translation volunteer. I don't want to just help people, but also help the clinics go smoothly.
También a las personas qué es lo que siente y poder manejarlo mejor.
How long has it been?
It's a very time-consuming process treating patients.
Sometimes she feels like hot this part, sometimes she feels like...
Does it get worse?
Fortunately, there's a group of students who assist in translation, helping close the language gap.
Al principio me sentía nerviosa de no saber inglés.
I feel very nervous at the beginning because I was afraid that my English wasn't good enough. But the volunteers are very friendly. The doctor also trusts me very much.
Ya le agarré como que confianza.
Some of them are better in English and others are not so good in English. When doing these clinics, language communication is really an important matter.
La limpio y la tapo sin ningún problema.
Volunteers have also invited local doctors from the area to come and assist the free clinic.
¿Cómo me siento? Me siento muy bien, me siento muy feliz.
I feel very good and happy. This is because I can help my own people. I want to thank all of you. If it were not for Tzu Chi, I couldn't do this work.
Es generar el espíritu en médicos, en enfermeras.
I hope more doctors and nurses and even regular people can come and help. We have so many patients, so we need more people to participate and feel the love of everyone.
Participación de ellos y se haga más con amor, ¿no? Sí, de nada.
Most of these volunteers came from the earthquake-affected households. Because of this disaster, they accepted aid from Tzu Chi and also were inspired to give back to their community.
In Southern California, U.S. Tzu Chi Medical Foundation collaborated with Hope Center, Temple City Centennial Lions Club, and West Covina City Government to host a joint free clinic for the first time. The services included dentistry, TCM, and Western medicine.
After receiving an anesthesia and a surgery, Carla has finally removed her rotten tooth.
Yeah, it was really painful. Like, I would cry every day. Every day I would cry because it was so hurting every day.
And then
When she arrived at the venue, she was feeling a bit embarrassed because she has no money.
Was that it felt welcome. You know, it felt like everybody was
Try to help.
yeah, trying to help me, trying to like I don't know, just work with me, you know, like help me out, like to have a better smile.
This is the first time U.S. Tzu Chi Medical Foundation collaborated with Hope Center, Temple City Centennial Lions Club, and West Covina City Government to host a free clinic.
这些医师们都非常有爱心。
All these doctors are very compassionate. They all live in the community, so they can help residents in need. This also allows us, Tzu Chi, to reach out into the community because our clinic is just nearby. In the future, we hope to conduct about 3 to 4 free clinics a year in Western Covina City.
能够至少1年做个3次或者4次这样子的义诊啊。
Through this opportunity, we want more Chinese immigrants to know that they should take care of their health and not just focus on working. Despite religious differences, we welcome everyone to participate because it's an act of goodness. To care for low-income families and homeless people, volunteers also conduct food distributions so they can have a more nutritious diet.
On June 5, 1999, Zhuang Jiahui, who was pregnant for 20 weeks, was hit by a stray bullet at a Sogo department store in Taichung. Zhuang Jiahui, who became a vegetative person, has been cared for by her mother for 19 years. During this period, Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital and TIMA members often went to care for her. In May this year, Zhuang Jiahui was admitted to Taichung Tzu Chi nursing home for more professional care. Zhuang Jiahui was admitted to the Taichung Tzu Chi nursing home, and she celebrated her 42nd birthday. This is the 19th time that she has celebrated her birthday after the injury. On June 5, 1999, Zhuang Jiahui, who was 20 weeks pregnant, was hit by a stray bullet in the Taichung Sogo department store.
Her uterus was contracting, so generally that means we were looking at a premature birth.
In September of that year, Zhuang Jiahui gave birth to her daughter through a cesarean section.
After exhausting all the revival techniques after the birth, the baby unfortunately did not survive.
The granddaughter did not survive the birth. Besides grief, Zhuang Jiahui's mother had to shoulder on the responsibility of taking care of her own daughter.
If we have to go to the clinic every day, then it's quite a hassle getting in and out of the car.
Long-term rehabilitation and at-home care, Zhuang Jiahui's mother takes care of it all.
Whenever the weather gets cold, I get really nervous. If there are sick children or guests they are coming over to the house, I get super nervous as well. I just want her to be in the best possible health, then everything will be fine.
The TIMA doctors visit Jiahui regularly. Even the superintendent of the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, Jian Shouxing, went over to the home personally to see her.
It's good to give her some light massages in the stomach area.
Due to the contact with the TIMA team, after 19 years of at-home care, her mother decided to send her to the Taichung Tzu Chi nursing home. She wanted to give her daughter a better healthcare environment.
19 years ago, there was an encounter where Dharma Master Zhen Yan gave Jiahui her blessings. Now, 19 years later, she is officially living as the Tzu Chi nursing home. Her mother thinks this was all meant to be.
In July, Jiahui's mother was admitted into the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, where she underwent shoulder surgery. The nursing staff took Jiahui to visit her mother.
She looks good. Her complexion is better. I feel that I made the right choice in sending her here. When she is at home, there are only 2 of us raising her. When she is here, there is a whole team looking after her.
I feel like her whole being, consciousness, and response time are all doing better than before. When she hears different voices or just talking to her, you can see it in her eye movements. You just feel this sense of happiness come over you.
At the Taichung Tzu Chi nursing home, Jiahui has a team of professionals caring for her. Her parents were very relieved, but at the same time, Jiahui's father's health wasn't doing so well. The nursing staff took Jiahui home to visit her father and also to celebrate Father's Day with him. He gave her a kiss on the cheeks and held her hands. He couldn't help but tear up.
When we came in contact with Tzu Chi, my heart was finally at ease.
Seeing how much the staff at the nursing home cares for their daughter and how much progress she's making, the parents can finally release their worries. They believe that with the care of everyone, Jiahui will get better and better. To celebrate the National Day in Malaysia, the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter held a charity fair. The proceeds earned at its charity sale will be used as the funds for the establishment of more Jingsi Hall.
As the charity fair held by the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter, the participants showcased their cooking skills with these delicious snacks. More than 80 stalls have been set up, attracting a lot of people to visit.
We get and use resources from the society, so we think that since this is a very meaningful activity, we should take part enthusiastically.
I want to promote vegetarian food and encourage more people who eat meat to adopt a meatless diet.
As the fair, the volunteers promote environmental protection, encouraging everyone to bring their own shopping bags and reusable utensils.
I want to protect the environment, so I don't want to use any disposable bags.
A lot of people have come purchasing the food and products thanks to the selfless devotion of the volunteers.
If there is one less person, it will burden the volunteers and increase their workload. On the contrary, if there are more people coming to help out, then it will help decrease their workload.
The charity sale needs many people's help. Everyone tries their best to make the event run smoothly. I came here at 6 in the morning and I saw many volunteers starting to prepare these things. It's really great.
Having received support from her family, the resident does her part to help, using her expertise.
Seeing many people work together to volunteer, I feel very happy.
Everyone harbors good thoughts and compassion, joining hands to raise funds for the establishment of wards in Sihou.
As Tzu Chi volunteers deliver disaster relief aid in Laos, the local Chinese immigrants have been helping them. The Chinese immigrants in Paxi did not know much about Tzu Chi before the floods. However, seeing how Tzu Chi volunteers sincerely help the flood-affected residents, they've been deeply touched.
Nowadays, we rarely find Laotian roads to be in such poor condition. This road is very muddy.
In the flooded areas, the roads are bumpy. Laos entrepreneur Chen Zhenghui has been driving for the volunteers and helping them communicate with the government officials. Before the floods, he has never heard of Tzu Chi.
There's a language barrier and a large number of affected residents. Tzu Chi volunteers are not related to them. They did not have to work so hard to help them.
Chen was skeptical until he learned from the internet that Tzu Chi has helped people in many other countries.
You work with your hands and are down to the ground. You empathize with the affected residents. We saw that and it makes you unique.
Paxi in Laos is the city with most Chinese immigrants in southern Laos. Association Chinese Paxi has set up a school to pass on Chinese culture and language.
The situation is a lot better now. In the past, most of the students could not speak Chinese.
In Sanamakse, they do not know how to use the computers, so we teach them step by step.
In addition to the Chinese Association, there's a charity organization, Paxi Chongde Santang, that donates coffins and helps the impoverished.
Wherever floods and fire accidents struck, we will be there.
After our aid distributions are over, we hope the local Chinese immigrants can take over and continue the work. During the process of carrying out the work, we teach them the correct ways to conduct home visits and charity work.
Tzu Chi volunteers sincerely pass on the experience, hoping that seeds of love will sprout in the hearts of local people.
Tzu Chi volunteers are full of love. Their love and care will always warm the affected residents.
A family medicine doctor from Thailand who speaks Laotian and Chinese has also come to the disaster area to serve.
If they tell Tzu Chi what they need, I think Tzu Chi volunteers will find the suitable people to help them.
In the aftermath of this natural disaster, living bodhisattvas have gathered to deliver aid. Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to inspire people's love and compassion. Taiwan's first physically challenged baseball team was founded 10 years ago. Some of the members recently traveled to Japan to the 4th baseball tournament for physically challenged individuals. This team is hoping to win glory for Taiwan on an international stage.
Can you still play this game even missing a hand or foot? Wouldn't it be more difficult? When he called me, I thought he was kidding me, and then I went to see it myself.
Players on the field need to catch, throw, and hit. Many may have their own strengths, but this group of players are all very special and have formed a unique baseball team.
I put an elastic wrap over it, and then slowly place it into this prosthetic leg. Sometimes it cuts my skin. At the beginning, I could only turn around, and then I could make just 2 to 3 steps.
The ball hit in the direction of the third base is beautifully caught by Zhuang Jiahui, who doubles as the team's pitcher and third baseman. When he caught a serious cold, which led to heart failure, and emergency life-saving equipment caused a blood clot, leading his right foot to be amputated.
In fact, I came out rather quickly and just put it in my heart. I use sports to vent some of my frustrations.
Known as the catcher of this team, Zhang Jiahui is more than 50. When he was young, his fingers were caught in a press, and his right hand was only left with 2 fingers. This doesn't affect the way he throws the ball.
Playing baseball is not a problem. Because the ball is small, I can use my right hand to throw the ball. But if you're playing softball, which is bigger, which may be harder, I can use left hand to throw. I can throw with just these 2 fingers, and actually just 2 of them may be better than 5.
这个是第3届去日本的时候，那个时候发的。
Beneath this protective gear, everyone has a story. But when they put on a uniform to represent the national team, everyone is filled with pride. In 2006, Japanese coaches came to Taiwan to promote baseball for physically challenged people. At the beginning, there were only 7 or 8 players. In 2011, the first such baseball team in Taiwan was officially established. It was named God of War.
明天世界将会知道第一个坐在地上投球人。
Among this team in 2014 competition was this pitcher. When the film of this event aired, it really inspired the audience.
After seeing this documentary, many were inspired to do this, and he thought that he could be the second pitcher to pitch from the ground.
As a documentary filmmaker and captain of the team, Pan Yijie was inspired to make his second documentary about the competition. From the beginning, he actually had to be persuaded to join this team.
At the beginning, some laughed about the size of my hands. This led me to think that I didn't really want to join this team. But after joining, I just told everyone that I'm simply a disabled person.
Nowadays, not only has his mood changed, but also interest in his film has inspired more people to join the team. From just an original team of 18 people, now there are nearly 30 players.
Most of the pitchers this time, only 2 have problems with their feet. They don't throw fastballs, but are more about control.
They will go to Japan once again to take part in this competition this year. Every player has special skills, and together they may be able to compensate for what the team lacks as a group. While they may be older than average competitors, they are just as competitive.
他能够鼓励别人说，我克服了我自己的障碍，我做得到，你应该也做得到。
In Indonesia, Tzu Chi's office on Karimun Island just celebrated its 7th anniversary. At the end of our program, we'll leave you with the images of their celebration gathering. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.